nigga thinks he good because he has
You're
this
dog
cheese
shit,
ass
bro.
build.
Yeah, bitch. We use
That
cheese,
nigga,
bitch.
show me something. Show me something. Show me something, nigga.
And yes, he did say it. But we'll get back to that. Fuck going on, man. It's your boy Flavor Pack, and in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you not one, but two hybrid builds. Now, this is going to be a build guide, so you guys actually want to stay tuned for this because I will be showing builds, and I will be going in depth with the builds.
Looking down at my shoes and there's not a crease. Niggas wanna play out, I power up and I'm feeling like I'm Kratos. Silence on the blink and then looking like potato. Find something safe to do, play with some played out. Save your breath, give a fuck up what you say now.
So, how we got to the point of that first clip was, as you can see right here, I was fighting solo. Ended up over here, and as I was fighting this guy, the guy that you heard in the first clip runs up. The main reason why I'm uploading this video is to really showcase how to outplay an opponent. Now, outside of that, the other reason is because of the fact that what this guy decides to do after the fight. Now, I definitely take pride in my builds that I create, which I feel like anybody would. If you created something and you spent hours, days, weeks, months perfecting a build, and then somebody else pretty much takes your template and then tries to create their own version of it, it kind of sets you off a little bit, wouldn't it? You know? So obviously I kill this guy and then he comes back out with a what? With a what? A skill tier 5 healer hive. So me seeing this, I automatically know he has a hybrid build on, and I take immediate offense to that. Like I feel some type of way. I'm just being honest. So the thing is, if you have watched my content, if you paid attention, you would know not to do this right here, which is leave your skill tier healer hive on the ground exposed for me to do what? Break it, because that's where you're going to get your burst heal from. As you can see, I broke it. Now all he has to rely on is his chems, so all he's doing is running. He's not going to shoot his gun, but it does not matter because his heals aren't strong enough. And I can be the trusted source to tell you that yes, in certain situations you may be able to just stay alive with just a chem launcher, but in most cases you're not, simply because it's not enough incoming repairs to keep you alive. And I know the people that I'm fighting do not know the absolute sauce when it comes to a hybrid build. They don't know the mechanics. As you can see, he does another rookie mistake. He drops his hive. Boom. He's not paying attention to it. What do? Turn my back to him, disrespectful in the middle of the fight, and break his hive. Now he does nothing. Now I'm about to burn him because what? He's going to stop and try to ADS. And this is the thing that pisses me off with everybody in the community. They were like, oh, well, Flavor Pack, all you do is strafe and do this and do that in the third. Bro, if you stop in ADS, you see what happens. He dies fast, right? So now I'm showing you the template. And this is where, again, I get irritated because this template right here is my build. But it's okay. He's a rookie because he did the same thing again. He put the hive down, broke it. Now he's sitting there, oh man, let me sit here straight behind the truck with my chem launcher. You're a dummy. So now, again, if you watch what he does, one chem launcher, two chem launchers. And then he decides, oh, I can ADS now because I have enough repair skills and incoming repairs. No, you do not. And then on top of that, the build that I'm running is countering what he is running. So again, he would know this if he knew the mechanics of the build. So that's why, again, I get irritated when people try to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to these hybrid builds. That's why I get irritated when people try to tell me that hybrid builds aren't valuable, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. He got irritated and took off the hybrid build and decided to go back to what? The good old meta with the adrenaline rush and unbreakable and all that shit. Guess what? You still get cooked because what? A hybrid build is going to allow you to stay alive in a situation where you're fighting one-on-one. And then as you can see, he got irritated again, switched back to the hybrid build again, figured, oh, let me try my luck again. Bro, I know how to outplay you. It doesn't matter. My aim is always going to be better. In terms of how I outplay you with the mechanics, I'm always going to outplay you with the mechanics because, again, I know when to fight. I know when not to fight. You don't. Look at that. It doesn't matter. You're going to get burnt. Everything that I say in my videos is not to sound like an asshole or to make anybody that's watching the video make it seem like you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to Division 2. It's just I have passion for what I do in this game. So, again, anything that I say is genuinely me trying to help, especially the fact that you're watching the video. So let's get ready to jump into the actual build video. Now I had to bring y'all to the lab because the build that I was using to fight against the hybrid build that I was fighting against was the build that you see right here. Now the difference with this build is the chest piece talent, which is companion. Now I'm gonna get into the base damage in a second because I'm not near anybody to give me the companion buff, so you're not going to see the actual base damage. But you see the pieces here, and you're probably like, okay, well, this is similar to what the other guy was using. It's just that you don't have the other two pieces instead. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys when it's like, hey, you got to know how to outplay certain situations when it comes to these hybrid builds, because at the end of the day, when it really boils down to is who's going to output the most damage at the right time when it comes to hybrids. You are both going to get your armor back, you're both going to do damage, take damage. It just matters who does it at the absolute right time. Now, I understand the mechanics of the build. I've been trying to say that pretty much throughout the whole duration of this video. But the reason why I keep emphasizing that is because of the fact that when you go to ADS me and I go to ADS you, you don't know what's going through my head, but I know what's going through yours. Simply because of the fact that if I don't see myself winning, then I have to take my chance when I have it. And if it plays out for me, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's a video game. If I die, you know what I can do? I can press square and then press X and then respawn. It's not that big of a deal. So I need people to understand that as well too. It's like I'm not saying that I am the absolute immortal player that never dies. I die. But the thing is, when I do die, is because I usually can, tell you the moment, like, okay, this is where the fight went wrong and this is the downfall that led to my death. But outside of that, I pretty much know how to outplay my opponent. So again, for the people who like to just see templates, here's a template for you. For the people that want an actual breakdown, let me break it down for you. So again, the chest piece talent, companion. Now what companion does is boost your overall weapon damage by 20%, right? Now your hive is going to trigger companion. Now I don't have my hive on the ground right now, so the buff is not triggered like I said earlier. Two-piece RNK, and the reason why I'm using two-piece RNK is to get the 52% repair skills alongside with the incoming repairs, the explosive resistance. I mean, but it's there. Then the 511 is giving me an additional 30% incoming repairs. Now, I've hinted at incoming repairs already before with just those three pieces. Now, if you pay attention to the mods, it's the same thing. Incoming repairs, incoming repairs, and incoming repairs. Now, what really brings all of this together is Ninja Bike. Ninja Bike is allowing me to get the second talent for whatever piece that I'm using. So as you can see on my holster here, I'm getting that one skill tier. And that is huge because, again, I'm at 1.6 million armor with 5 skill tiers. So that is a great balance, between the two, on top of the damage that I'm allowed to output. So now what I'm gonna do for you guys right now is actually show you what the base damage is. Now this is going to be important for when I show you the other build. So right here, I guess Grace Larson is going to be my companion, right? So right now you're probably thinking, what, 112? No, it's because the companion buff has not activated yet, right? So I'm going to put this gun on, then I'm going to put this gun on. And as you can see, because the companion buff is actually activated now, the base damage is 135k. No, that is not a UI bug. I did not just do a glitch or anything like that. It is simply because I'm standing next to the companion. This is why I say if you're going to run this version of the hybrid build, your hive is absolutely important. Like I already showed earlier in the video. So I'm going to walk away from the companion. This is a companion right here too. You see it pop up. But as you can see right now, it probably will disappear. So like if I switch the gun now, as you can see, it's at 112. So the gun still hits hard, but at the same time, it could hit way harder than that, 20%, extra damage. So again, that's why this version okay, that's why I chose to use this version when I, you know what I'm saying, decided to fight. Now, even before that, I didn't even know that he was going to be using a hybrid build, but the fact that I had it on and he was using the build that he was using, it kind of just played out perfectly because regardless, this is the build that outplayed it. But at the same time, the build that you saw earlier, you're like, oh well, you know, what are you talking about? You're the one that's saying the hybrid builds are good. He just did not know how to outplay me with that build. He does not have the same amount of base damage that I have right off rip. Now, granted, you're going to gain more damage when you gain and stack headshot stacks with this gun, but my base damage is going to be hard. It's going to hit harder off rip versus his gun. And then on top of that, I've been showing you guys his TA-21, and on this build, it hits for 168k. Now you're probably thinking, oh, that, you know, okay, that's decent. It is, but the RPM is what's throwing you off. But at the same time, I've been trying to tell you guys, you gotta think outside the box sometimes when it comes to certain weapons and the talents that the gun is giving you. So again, that is what allows me to really absolutely stand there and face tank. If I activate reformation, I got both of my heels on the ground. I can actually stand there and ADS at least two, maybe three people, depending on the builds that they're running. If they're not running like straight all reds, I can pretty much stand there and face trade with three people. But at the same time, I'm not gonna always win that fight. So that's why I have to like pick and choose when I decide to do that. So again, this is the version that I was using to counter the version that you saw me fighting against. Now I'm going to get into the version that you saw me fighting against. And this is why I said that he stole the version that I already had because again, my template compared to his template, you're going to be like, oh, I see. Now, you already see with this version the similarities with the version that he had on. Now, do I have another version to the exact pieces that he has on as well too? Yes. But that version was a prototype that I was working on. But again, he did not know exactly, you know what I'm saying, what I was doing with my build. And I could look at the roles that he had on his build and I could already see why it didn't play out for him the way that he thought it would. So, as you can see, going back to incoming repairs again, I took away the RNK, but I substitute that with the two piece of the Bellstone because the three piece is going to give you 45% incoming repairs times with the 30% from 511. So already that is a huge major boost in terms of the incoming repairs that you're receiving. On top of all three of these pieces having incoming repair mods. Now, this is overkill. It is. This is overkill. So the reason why I use this version is because I'm in situations where I need to have this much incoming repairs because I'm getting jumped. Now, if I get in a team, I will start to switch my mods. I will even change the build simply because of the fact that, hey, I'm in a team, I have more flexibility with what I run. But in a situation where I'm going solo, I just want to fight people by myself, you know, I can run this version and I can fight and get jumped and, you know, and still kind of maneuver and feel comfortable with engaging with ADS and somebody, right? Now, the first talent with armor regen goes with the knee pads, which is the Emperor's Guards. Now, the attribute comes with armor regen. So it's not necessarily a huge amount of armor regen, but it is a small passive heal on top of the fact that you got a chem launcher and a hive. So when I receive a heal with this build, you're going to get a large burst heal. But the thing is that you have to take in consideration, obviously in this game you can lose armor very, very fast. So if you get accustomed to just getting burst healed all the time, and let's just say, for instance, you're fighting somebody like me who knows the mechanics of your build. The burst heal is the strongest thing for your build, so I'm going to take that away from you. Once I take that away from you, now I am confident to ADS you, but at the same time, I cannot be overzealous because of the fact that you can recover. So again, you have to know the absolute perfect time to engage that fight. So again, I pick and choose when I decide to do that. But on top of that, if you're the person using it, you're pretty much dictating when that happens. Because again, you can outplay your opponent to make them think that you're weak. So then they get more aggressive than they should. And then again, you recover and you burn their armor. And again, 9 times out of 10, most people that you fight against, they aren't going to be using a hybrid build. So once you take all that armor off of them, they're not going to be able to recover that quick unless they're running away to go pop a kit, which if they were standing there ADSing with you, they're not going to be able to run away and pop a kit. They're going to have to pop an insta kit. In most cases, people are running catharsis and all the other stuff too, so they're probably going to get a little bit of armor back from that as well too. But this is again why in certain situations you can and cannot use certain hybrid builds. It just depends. And again, you have to understand that you are the person using the build. You control what happens while you're controlling the player that you make your builds with. All that stuff is on you. So you can see what I'm doing, but then it's like once you have what I have in your hands, it's not going to play out the same way simply because we're looking at it from two different perspectives. You can sit here, study, and do everything. At the end of the day, there's a whole nother different level of knowledge that goes into what I do when it comes to the creation of my builds. So, hey, I don't knock anybody from trying a new playstyle or anything like that. Just make sure you don't try it on me. I'm not the person to try it on because you're not going to feel good about yourself after the fact because it's like, damn, like I thought I could beat this guy. Like I created it for a reason. It wasn't for me to create it for then somebody to then else master what I created and then beat me with it. But I digress. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.